All-Star Weekend kicks off tonight, and all eyes are on Saturday's history-making competition between two of the game's best shooters, Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah, that's right. The WNBA star is getting her dream matchup when she goes head-to-head with her mentor and childhood hero. ABC's Trevor Ault sat down with Sabrina ahead of this weekend's three-point shootout.
I'm the resident New York Liberty fan, so they gave me this one as a special treat. This is very exciting for me. I would love to just have you explain how this went from just being tweets and some friendly banter between pals to actually making it an official event at All-Star Weekend.
It was an idea that we laughed about and had been talking about for a while.
This is incredible! Sabrina Ionescu, you bet! The greatest performance we have ever seen in this contest.
We got on the phone right after I broke the record and had been talking about, have a shootout. I was more thinking about it in a private gym and it just being us two, and now knowing that we're doing it on one of the biggest stages and doing it together is, something that I don't think either of us really imagined could be possible.
Just so people watching this know, you're not just a good three-point shooter. You are the all-time leader in the three-point shooting contest, men's or women's ever. Last season, 25 of 27 shots, 37 total points. What are the goals here in terms of the message you're trying to send beyond the fact that you can shoot the ball really well?
Just continuing to elevate our game and continue to give us the opportunity to be on this stage and create this opportunity for young girls and young boys that are growing up in society and watching us on TV and could have never thought of an event like this happening at NBA All-Star, but giving those kids hopes and dreams to want to be in this competition.
I know you and Steph go way back. You're from the Bay Area. What's your relationship like and how far back does it go?
I've been going to games since I was 10 years old, a true Warriors fan. Just being able to call him obviously an idol and a mentor, but a friend, I think is what's most important to me and something that I could have never dreamt of.
Given the fact that you're both friends and you're both very good shooters, is most of your trash talk about the fact that your signature shoe is so much better than his?
No, I mean, I was pretty close to signing with him and Curry Brand. So, I was able to form a great relationship with him.
I've seen a lot of NBA players wearing the Sabrina ones, Michael Bridges especially. Some of the loudest supporters of the WNBA that I see are NBA players. How is the relationship between the two leagues, and do you feel supported by players in the NBA?
It's continued to grow every single year, and they see us work out, they see us practice, and so there's always that mutual respect from them because they know what it takes to be in this sport and to excel at it. And so continuing to see them show up and support us continues to push our league, and it's been really exciting.
So this is happening as Steph is mid-season. You're in the middle of your off-season. Do you think that you might have some rust?
There is a completely different component to being in game rhythm. So I just want to put my best foot forward and be the best Sabrina that I can be.
And our thanks to Trevor Ault for that. Can't wait to watch that this weekend.
At the present time, it's a sort of watershed, I think. Women are apparently liberated in many ways, but in fact and in practice, they're not. They're still discriminated against in many professional fields, and often in very pernicious ways. I think the time has come when women have got to find self-respect and a full identity of their own. And that's what's very difficult for them. And the battle that we have to fight is not against men, it's often against women, actually, to try and get them to fulfill themselves.
Would you like to say to thousands of women listeners who imagine that they're enjoying life at the kitchen sink?
Women unite. You have nothing to lose but your kitchen sinks.
We want liberation! When are we going to get it? Now! Free our sisters! Free ourselves! Free our sisters! Free ourselves! Free our sisters! Free ourselves! What do we want? Equal pay! What do we want? Equal pay! What do we want? Liberation! When do we want it? Now! Free our sisters! Free ourselves! Free our sisters! Free ourselves! Free our sisters! Free ourselves!
All right, there you have it. Okay. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus a so-called black man. Feminism. All right, I played 2 clips. A clip of today, modern day feminism, and a clip of yesterday feminism. Back in, I believe it said 1971, one of the first, feminism marches, held at a pristine college. I believe it said UCLA or something like that. And, you see that same, spirit today in the advent of this first ever NBA, WNBA All-Star joined together co-ed 3-point contest featuring Mr. Stephen Curry versus Sabrina, however you say her name, Ionescu or whatever. And, you just see more and more of the wickedness of Esau Edom being put on display, okay? And he's taking, a woman and pairing her up against a man, okay? When the woman was what? Designed for a specific reason, and the man was designed for a specific reason, okay? But through the adventation of Esau Edom ideologies and, doctrines, he has came up and, pretty much put together this whole feminism thing, okay, where you pair a woman against a man, and vice versa, but majority a woman against a man. Now you have men that support the movement as well, but there's nothing different from back then in the garden, back when the serpent beguiled Eve, okay? So let's get the definition of feminism, and then let's go into, a few scriptures. And this is feminism.
Feminism.
And it reads, the advocacy of women's right on the bias of the equality of the sexes. And there's no such thing as equality of the sexes, because why? The Most High put the man over the woman, all right? Not trying to pair up the woman and put her on the same level as the man. There's a reason why that, the man is supposed to lead over the woman, all right? And in this wicked society, you have Esau Edom putting on display that the woman can do just as good as the man, when that wasn't the, intention of the Most High of creating the woman. The woman was created to be a helpmeet, not a I can do the same thing you do. And you see this across all the, all the fields, okay? Whether it's sports, whether it's where you work at, the corporate world, whatever it is, that whole mentality, vibration being pushed out throughout the whole society is that what? A woman can do it just as good as a man, okay? And that's completely out of order. It says, let us do things decently in order. And trying to have a woman to outdo a man, although you may think nothing of it on the surfaces, it's putting the, mindset of the woman, the young girl coming up today, that she can do just as much as the the boy, or be even better. And that's going completely opposite of what the word says, okay? So it says the advocacy of women's rights on the bias of the equality of the sexes, the inclusion of all these women in modern art history textbooks shows the impact feminism has had on the field. Right. And it's destroyed the household of the so-called Black, Latino, and Native Americans, okay? This should have never entered into, our household, but why? It's prophecy, okay? You should have let this, the so-called white woman, because this was basically of her way of lashing out at her, counterpart, the so-called white man, all right? Because she didn't want to stay at home anymore, and she wanted to be just as good as him. And next thing you know, our people, hitched their wagon to this movement, and that, pretty much spelled the end of a plutonic household, okay? When you had the father and the mother, you had the father presiding over the mother presiding over the child, okay? that pretty much ended. Why? Because the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American woman was taken out of the household and put into the work field, where she didn't thrive as much as she did, in her natural, habitation, that being the house, okay? Being a helpmeet, all right? That's what, the woman is at her best, okay? And they mocked it and said, what do you have to lose? The kitchen sink? Yeah, you got to lose everything, because with this liberty you believe that you obtained through Esau, Edom, ideologies, you're going to be sadly mistaken when all hell breaks loose and you don't have anyone to run to for protection, okay? Because you believe just as much as you are equal to the man, that you're a strong, independent woman, okay? And you're going to be left to defend for yourself out there when all hell breaks loose, and we're going to see just how much you got to lose when it's no longer the kitchen sink, but it's everything, okay? So, this movement is going to be the detriment of our, women, okay? But that's to be expected, because a large portion of them is going to be part of the 2/3 that get destroyed here in Babylon the Great. Because why? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has propped them up in such a fashion that they're not going to want to give up that power that they believe that Esau, Edom has allowed them to enjoy for these, decades that they have been under this feminism movement, all right? Now let's go and get a few scriptures and let's take it from there. All right, this is Jeremiah 31 and verse 22, and it reads, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So this is prophecy that a woman was going to, compass a man. And when you go into that word compass, one of the words is march. And it's not by coincidence that you have this feminism, feminism march, this movement that allowed women to go into the workforce and compete with the man. Speaking particular, and the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American women, okay, trying to attach their wagon to Esau, Edom. All right, so let's go into that word compass and see what it says.
Strong's H 5437. Savav.
Savav. You heard him. Now let's see one of the words. It says here, to march or walk around. Okay? So Yahweh allowed this to take place. Why? Because this is part of the curses, or this is one of the curses that we are under. Okay? A woman is going to have an evil eye towards her husband. That's in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, so this compass that the woman is going to, exceed the man is all based on biblical prophecy, okay? And this is why, we need salvation, because Yahweh Shah, when he comes back, he's going to put everything in order, starting with the man, the woman, and then the child, okay? And we know the head of the man is Yahweh Shah, and the head of Yahweh Shah is Yahweh, okay? There's order to this thing, but Esau, Edom will have you to believe, because you don't, capitulate or, go by the order, that you're not, you're not liberated. Okay, that's the worst way to think, because that type of thinking is going to get you caught up in, peculiar situations where you're going to need a man, but because of your, ideology. After this, dragon, this Edomite, this serpent, you're going to have yourself out there with no protection, no hedge over you, okay? Just like of the Israelite man who don't repent, isn't going to have a hedge over him. The Israelite woman, she's not going to have a hedge over her, okay? With that, mentality of strong independency through what? Through the, advantation of Esau, Edom's entertainment, whether it be sports, music, whatever it is that he's pushing out, this vibration that a woman can do just as much as a man can do, if not better. And that's why you get this first time ever Steph Curry versus Sabrina, NBA versus WNBA, okay? Notice how you never see the man going down to compete against the woman at her, you know, specialty. It's always the woman trying to come up and compete against the man at his specialty. Speaking particular in the entertainment world, because they know a vast majority of our people are glued to the TV and like entertainment. Okay, and this is all an attack against the Israelite. Okay, in this case, particularly the Israelite woman. Okay, because she, don't want to relinquish that power that she has received from the serpent. All right, so let's go back and read this. Jeremiah 31:22, and it reads, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." Okay? And you seeing it right before your own eyes. It wouldn't surprise me if she beat Steph Curry just to give, young girls more power and more fuel to believe that they can do whatever they want to do, better than a man. Okay? Outside of what they actually was made for, and that's being a helpmeet to the man. Okay? You don't see them glorifying and showing, the benefit of staying home, raising a family, being a mother, being in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning. No, what do? They say go out, get you a career, start your own business, be self-empowered. If you have a career and you have children, that's good. If not, at least you have your career, you can rely on that. And that's completely going off, okay? Especially speaking of the Israelite woman, all right? So let's go to Genesis 3, and let's read a few scriptures from, Genesis 3:1. It says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahweh hath made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High Yahweh hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for the Most High knoweth that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Okay? So you see the subtleness of the serpent, which he's today in the spirit, his counterpart is the, so-called white man, Esau Edom. He's here on the earth right now in his subtleness. And what? He's using this, first time ever event to keep his feminism, his promotion, alive, strong, showing that what? A woman can be just as good as a man, okay? And don't be surprised if you see, I don't believe this place is going to be around for much more longer, but if you see in the future, women competing against men in football, because you see the way it's going with more and more flag football being, glorified. You seen that in the Pro Bowl, flag football. Okay? So Esau Edom sets things up so that he could push his agenda and his doctrines and to doctrinate the people, the mass, into, going against the Most High. Okay? By sinning. All right? You're not supposed to be trying to put yourself on the same level as a man. That's like a man trying to put himself on the same level as Yahushua. Okay? There's order to this thing, and you have to be, you have to be in order, okay? But Esau Edom doesn't promote that. He promotes straight chaos. Liberty, do as you will, do as you want, okay? When that's not true liberty. True liberty is when you are in the, mode of doing what the book says, this Holy Bible. And then you are liberated from sins, okay? Now let's go down and let's get the judgment and see what happened for them breaking the commandments that Yahweh gave to Adam. This is verse 16. And it says, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Okay? And that was her punishment for breaking, the commandment that was given to her from Adam, which was given to him from Yahweh. Okay? But now, what do you see today? The woman don't even bear children anymore, because why? She's so tied up in her career that she don't want to, do what she was made for. Okay? It's like she want to try to escape her punishment, her judgment from back then in the garden, where she's listening to the serpent again, which little do she know the serpent is setting her up for the ultimate judgment, which is going to be those thermonuclear missiles that's coming here via by the way of those ICBM missiles, okay? Which is going to take place in World War III, the third war. It says, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, okay? And the modern day woman, she can't even get a husband because she's so unruly, and she's out of pocket and out of control, and if the husband that she do get, she's not going to listen to him. Why? Because, he's in that mindset of, worshiping the woman, okay? So let's read that again. It says, verse 16, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. That was her, her sentence, so to speak, for disobeying the words of the Most High. She was going, bring forth children. And not just that, but have to go through the pain of bringing forth children, okay? Because in the kingdom, the Israelite woman, she's not going to feel pain when she brings forth children. Because why? Sin is going to be taken away from the Israelite. Because why? They're going to have that perfect heart. They're going to be in the new covenant. Okay, it says, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And we're going to rule over them in the kingdom, okay? This is future prophecy that's going to happen in the kingdom when everything is put back into order, when Yahweh Shai comes back to, set these, kings in subjectivity and subdue the whole earth. He's going to put everything back in order. 17 says, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I command thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Right, so the man was going to have to, till the ground until the days of his life for his, disobedience and listening to the woman, okay, and not listening to the Most High, Yahweh, okay? So we were going to have to work by the sweat of our brows, all right? But now you see, in the, advantation of social media and things of that nature, that you don't even have to work, out in the field and sweat anymore. You can, get by in this society, this kingdom, by going viral, okay? Working from home, doing something that you don't even have to, work and sweat. See, Esau Edom gives you alternatives to go against the word so that you can further find yourself becoming more and more separate from the word, okay? And that's his whole agenda. That's why in 1 Peter 5 and 8, it reads that, okay? And we're going to get that at the end of this lesson. Now, this is 1 Timothy 2 and verse 11. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And this is hard for the woman, speaking of the modern day woman in that feminism mindset, okay? It's hard for her to grasp this concept that she's not supposed to usurp authority over a man. That's frowned upon. That's looked at as being, sexist. Okay? Esau Edom has pushed this vibration that the woman is equal to the man, feminism. Okay? This is the whole point of the serpent. He's more subtle than any beast in the field, than any other nation. It's Esau Edom, the serpent. He's subtle. You can't see that because he gives you things to keep you, busy and occupied. He gives you this first time ever NBA versus WNBA. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time. Sabrina, questionably the greatest, WNBA shooter of all time. What happens when they two meet up together in a one-on-one face-off? Who will win in the NBA All-Star Showdown? First ever. Okay, he's subtle like that. He gives you things to sidetrack you, so you don't see the back end of his agenda ultimately, okay? It says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, okay? It's order. That's what you don't understand. Order, man. The serpent don't want you to see order. He wants you to be wild and, disobedient. And the form of giving you or what you believe to think is liberty. When that liberty is going to cost you at the end. Okay, so keep following after the serpent and believing whatever he tells you, and he's going to lead you right up into those missiles. It says, Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. And we know what sin is, okay? Transgression of the law. 15, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So the woman is going to be saved through childbearing, okay? The elect woman, speaking of the so-called Black, Latino, Native American, and to the rest scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth who look like the other nations, but through the patrilineal lineage, go back to the Hebrew Israelite, those women of the Israelite stock will be saved through childbearing, okay? They're going to be saved through childbearing because they're going to, be part of those that are delivered here on this side are going to be part of the Israelite woman that making it to the kingdom, and it's going to help bring back the 2/3 that get destroyed here in Babylon the Great. Okay? Not saying that it's necessary that a woman is, preserved to bring, an Israelite woman is preserved to bring back the stock, because the stock lies within the man's seed, okay? The man could plant his seed in any woman on the earth, and that seed would be an Israelite, boy or girl, okay? But as far as those that are delivered here in this place, speaking of Babylon the Great, America, those women that are going to be delivered, and it's going to be a very, small portion, because 2/3, is going to be cut off and die. And a strong part of that is going to be the women, the Israelite woman, because she's not going to want to give up that power that the serpent has given her. But for those that do turn back and repent, they're going to be saved for childbearing, okay? And to the other ones, they're going to have to get it when they come back into the kingdom, okay? Now this is Romans 1 and verse 25, and it reads, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Right. And Esau Edom, he changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, saying that a woman could be equal to a man, okay? And he's putting it on display tonight in the first time ever NBA versus WNBA three-point contest, okay? On the surface, it looks good. It's just like, we got two of the best in their respective fields going at it, but in actuality is promoting and vibrating and pushing that feminism spirit, okay? Now this is 1 Corinthians 11, and let's go to 3. It says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. Okay, this is order. So the head of every man, speaking of Israelite man, is Christ, Yahushua, Hamashiach. It says, and the head of the woman is the man. So the head of the woman is the man. But Esau Edom, who changed the image of the Most High into a lie, tells the woman that she could be just as strong, if not stronger than the man, and put herself on the same playing field as the man. And it says, and the head of Christ, Hamashiach, Yahushua, is the Most High, Yahweh. So it's order. And Esau Edom doesn't like order. He thrives in situations where it's chaotic, okay? That's why when he bring forth this mark, he's going to make sure it's chaotic, that everything is, crumbling and falling so that he could, come up out of it with his enterprise, which is going to be that mark. All right. Now let's read this again. 1 Corinthians 11:3. And it reads, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushai." Okay, this is order. And what? And the head of the woman is the man. And what? And the head of Christ Hamashiach is the Most High, Yahweh. Okay, so there's order. Okay. And in doing so, when you follow order, you are under the image of the Most High. But Esau Edom changed that and is trying to change that all the way up until the end so he can get as many as will follow him to the pits of hell, okay? Which is to the grave. All right? So 1 Corinthians 11:3 shows you that feminism spirit, it's going to get killed. It's going, it's going to get demolished, or should I say demolished, when Yahushua returns, all right? Now this is 1 Corinthians 14:40, and it reads, "Let all things be done decently and in order." See, there's order, and Esau Edom hates order, okay? That's why he promotes confusion and chaos throughout the world. Because if there was order, then, he would be completely exposed. And he's being exposed through this truth. All right? And when you go to Isaiah 5:20, it shows you how much he, dislikes order. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good." Who is this? Esau Edom, the serpent, who's more subtle than any beast of the field, who tells you that a woman can do what a man can do, and he what? He calls evil good and good evil. That puts darkness for light and light for darkness. That puts bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Okay? That's his whole motive. Okay? It's to completely destroy the order of the, dynamic of the man and the woman. Okay? He tells you that the woman is equal to the man, and that the man, can pretty much, hang it up. All right. So, tonight he's going to put it on display for the whole country to see. Okay. Because there's going to be a lot tuning in for this, first time ever NBA versus WNBA 3-point contest. Okay. Because he has arguably both the best, greatest shooters of their, perspective, field. One being the NBA and one being the WNBA. So a lot of people are going to turn in, especially, the young women, the girls who coming up right now, who's being, teach and preached to that they can do just as, good as the boy, if not better. This is going to be a testament to that, okay? They can have their own shoes, they can have their own, brand line or whatever, showing you that what? They don't need a man. That's breaking order, okay? But when all hell breaks loose, who they going to run to then? Okay? You can say they been trained to defend for themselves. They got a carry, they got a concealed carry license. All that going to go out the window when darkness come over Babylon the Great. Okay? And it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. And we strongly believe it's coming sooner than later. All right? So you're going to see all that strong independentness mess get thrown out the window once the lights get cut off here in Babylon the Great, which is going to signify complete chaos throughout the rest of the world. Because why? Everybody is based on that dollar, which is that world reserve currency. Once that thing goes down and everything else soon pursues after that, it's only a matter of time before they roll out that mark, okay? Bringing in their enterprise, their new world agenda, all right? So let's see. I believe that's it. We're going to wrap it up with 1 Peter 5:8 and take it from there. 1 Peter chapter 5:8, and it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, the serpent, the deceiver, more subtle than any beast of the field, who is now back in today in the form of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the last heathen to rule this world before Yahushua comes back and subdue it and put it in subjectivity." What? as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay? And he's not going to stop until the end. Okay? And he's going to get this movement, and he never let go of this movement, feminism. All right? This is it. This is it on the display tonight. Okay? He's showing you exactly who he is. He's putting his disobedience to the word on display. Okay? All in the, fashion of, just entertainment and having a good time, fun. And you're going to see a lot of people laughing and joking. But there's madness, behind his theory. Okay? And his theory and his doctrines is feminism. Okay? There's logic behind his madness. Okay? He's pushing this vibration, this feminism, this I can do better than a man. Okay? Not that the order was the man supposed to be over the woman. Okay? And if you say that, the Most High forbids you're sexist or you're, when what is that word they use? Male chauvinism. No, that's order, man. And that's what's going to save you and deliver you in the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? All the way up until the chariots when they come. You're not going to come on the chariots with that mindset of, you can be, equal to a man. No, man, you got to repent while you still got time. Are you going to be left down here to, perish with the rest? Okay? It tells you that in Proverbs 11:21. Let's go there. Proverbs 11:21. And it says, though hand join in hand. So if you want to tie your wagon or hitch your wagon to this feminism movement, you're going to go down alongside with this feminism movement. And Esau Edom is okay with that. That's why he, invented these things so that you could be taken down with him. Okay? Because he know his end. He know the end game. He knows the end game for himself. So he want to get as many people as he can to go along and to go down with him. So it says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Okay? You're not going to get away with it. It says, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Okay? So you Israelite women, you can repent and still, have mercy and receive salvation. But if you don't, you going down right alongside with the serpent. Okay? And along the other nations as well that's following after the serpent here in Babylon the Great. All right? So 1 Peter 5:8, where it reads, be sober, be vigilant. Because if you're not, you're going to easily fall into the trap, into the snare of this man, agenda, his movement. And it says what? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. He knows he's going down. He's just how many he can devour before he falls and goes down. Because it tells you, behold, I saw Satan fall as lightning from the sky. So he knows he's going down. Okay? He's the adversary of the Most High. Okay? Esau Edom. He opposes the Most High. We read that in Romans 1:25. Okay? So it's just how many he can take down with him. And if you're not under the hedge of this truth, you're going to fall right to his, you're going to fall prey to his, his ideologies. You're going to fall victim to him. All right? So that's why we tell you to be sober and be vigilant so you can escape his snare, the follower's snare. All right? So with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom.